皆様ご機嫌いかがでしょうタイム
It's a minor miracle that Yakuza 5, a 3-year-old PlayStation 3 game, has made its way from Japan to be released stateside. A loyal fanbase and their fervent desire to continue their underworld rampages as the Dragon of Dojima have been heard and answered by Sony and Sega. 3 years later, how does Yakuza 5 stack up to its predecessors? The story picks up a few months after the events of Yakuza 4, with lead protagonist Kazuma lying low as a taxi driver. While the story doesn't rely too heavily on prior knowledge of events, character relationships and motivations will seem much more meaningful, having played the other games. Cutscenes are frequent and sometimes last 20 minutes or more. Despite some wacky moments here and there, the game takes itself very seriously and can get melodramatic. In the end, it's one of the strongest stories in the franchise, lasting over 40 hours with a fitting payoff. For the first time in the series, there are 5 playable characters, each with their own objectives and playstyles. In fact, Yakuza 5 is almost like 5 separate games in one. From Saejima serving a 2-year jail sentence to Haruka's dream of becoming a pop idol, each character offers unique ways to play and interact with the world. However, it also makes character progression less rewarding, as just when you start to learn powerful abilities, it's time to switch characters. From a storytelling perspective, it mostly works, especially if you're a fan of Quentin Tarantino or Takashi Miike, but the start and stop style contributes to pacing issues. In addition to the main storyline, there are tons of side quests and minigames. Darts, pool, bowling, air hockey, and even a fully functioning Virtua Fighter 2 cabinet can be played during your spare time. While most of the minigames are simple diversions, the biggest improvement over previous Yakuza games is how well side quests are implemented into the main storyline. Ancillary characters help add context to missions, especially the more important sub-story missions. Kazuma's boss Nakajima is a relatable and sympathetic character that makes you want to be a valued employee at his taxi company. Haruka is in a similar position, and completing jobs for her talent agency improves their reputation. Newcomer Shinada used to be a pro baseball player, and quests revolving around his passion give meaningful insight into his character. All of this adds up to help create a living, breathing world with characters you can easily become attached to. Combat occurs during critical story beats and as random goons instigate fights on the street. Unfortunately, it remains mostly unchanged from previous games. Each character has a separate leveling tree that is used to upgrade abilities that range from new moves to an increased health pool. A heat gauge rises and falls during each encounter and can be used for powerful special moves. Managing it well can mean the difference between victory and defeat in some of the more challenging fights. Additionally, weapons, including outlandishly random objects, can be picked up or equipped to deliver some truly memorable and devastating attacks. While combat moves at a brisker pace than it has in the past, and the special heat attacks are more varied, bouts still boil down to 1 or 2 all-powerful combos per character. Hitting square 3 or 4 times followed by triangle can be used from the opening fight to the final boss battle without ever needing to adjust tactics. Fights can get especially tedious when searching for the next objective thanks to frequent random encounters. Boss battles offer some relief to the tedium, but only due to character interactions related to the story. Yakuza 5 looks fantastic, considering the platform and its age. Minor pop-in and the rare frame rate dip never get in the way of progression, nor does it detract from the overall enjoyment. There are 5 towns to explore, packed full of restaurants, hostess clubs, and sparkling neon lights. While each town offers similar diversions, each has a unique feel, making them a joy to get lost in. Yakuza 5 delivers one of the best stories in the franchise. Newcomers may have a harder time connecting, but the story is self-contained enough to jump in. While combat is nearly unchanged from the previous games and a bit repetitive, it still remains fun and engaging. Huge cities, tons of sympathetic characters, and a wide variety of activities make this one of the best Yakuza games so far.
せやのになんでよりによってこの店なんや。
喋ってんとお前も食え。